Look at your smartphone. You know exactly how it works. When the battery drops to 10%, it goes into power-saving mode. It dims the screen, slows down background apps, and cuts off unnecessary functions just to keep the core system alive. You accept this as brilliant engineering. But what if I told you that your own brain operates on the exact same principles? We like to think of ourselves as free-thinking individuals, making completely independent choices every single day. But the truth is, you are running on an ancient piece of biological hardware, pre-installed with an operating system that hasn't had a major update in about 200,000 years. And because of that, your brain is full of glitches. Let's look at glitch number 1, the friction matrix. In physics, friction is the resistance that one surface encounters when moving over another. In human psychology, friction is the invisible force that determines almost every decision you make. Your brain is a supercomputer, but it is incredibly lazy. It consumes 20% of your body's energy, so its primary goal is to conserve power. Whenever you are faced with a choice, your brain will unconsciously calculate which option requires the least amount of friction, the least amount of steps. This is why you'll spend 45 minutes scrolling through a streaming app, only to end up watching a sitcom you've already seen a dozen times. Watching a new movie requires mental friction, learning new character names, following a new plot. The old sitcom requires zero processing power. Tech companies and marketers know this glitch intimately. They use it to build dark patterns. They remove all friction from things they want you to do, like the one-click buy button, or the autoplay feature that starts the next episode in 3 seconds before you can find the remote. Conversely, they add a mountain of friction to things they don't want you to do, like canceling a subscription. Suddenly, you have to click through 5 different pages, call a customer service number, and speak to a representative. They aren't trying to change your mind logically, they are just exploiting your hardware's desire to save energy. You don't stay subscribed because you love the service. You stay because clicking next is easier than climbing the mountain of friction. Now, let's move to glitch number 2, the variable reward loop. Imagine a vending machine. You put a coin in, you get a soda out. Every single time. It is predictable. Now, imagine a broken vending machine. You put a coin in, and sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes you get 1 soda. And very rarely, the machine goes crazy and dumps out 10 sodas at once. Which machine is more addictive? Psychology tells us it's the broken one. When a reward is guaranteed, your brain quickly gets bored. But when the outcome is uncertain, when it becomes a gamble, your brain pumps out massive amounts of dopamine, anticipating the potential win. This is the exact mechanism behind slot machines in casinos. But you don't need to go to a casino to get hacked by this glitch. You are carrying a slot machine in your pocket right now. Every time you pull down on your screen to refresh your feed, you are pulling the lever of a slot machine. Most of the time, the new posts are boring, you get nothing. But every so often, you see a message from someone you like, or a video that makes you laugh out loud. Bingo! The machine pays out. The uncertainty keeps you pulling the lever, hour after hour. Your brain's natural reward system, originally designed to help our ancestors hunt and gather food in unpredictable forests, has been hijacked by lines of code. Glitch number 3 is perhaps the most destructive one for human relationships. It's called the illusion of transparency. Think about the last time you were hiding a secret, or telling a lie, or feeling incredibly anxious during a presentation. You felt like your heart was beating so loudly that everyone in the room could hear it. You felt like your nervousness was radiating from your skin. But here is the objective truth: they couldn't see it. We all suffer from the false belief that our internal state is obvious to the outside world. We think our emotions are transparent, like we are made of glass. We expect our partners to know exactly why we are angry without us saying a word. We think our coworkers can see our insecurities. But the reality is, everyone else is locked inside their own operating system, dealing with their own glitches. They are not reading your mind, they are barely reading the room. This illusion causes endless arguments and silent resentments. We say to ourselves, if they really cared, they would know I'm upset. But that is a system error. The human mind is enclosed in a dark, thick skull. Unless you deliberately convert your feelings into words, into data that can be transmitted across the air, the other person's receiver will pick up nothing but static. You are not transparent, you have to communicate. Glitch number 4 is why you can't sleep at night. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. In the 1920s, a psychologist noticed that waiters in a cafe could remember complex, massive orders perfectly, right up until the moment the food was delivered and paid for. The second the task was completed, their brains deleted the memory. The Zeigarnik effect dictates that human beings remember uncompleted or interrupted tasks better than completed ones. When you leave work with an unfinished email, or have an unresolved argument, or a project left hanging, your brain opens a background app. It keeps running quietly, draining your mental battery, throwing up notification alerts while you are trying to sleep. Your brain hates open loops. It interprets unfinished business as a threat to your survival. That's why making a simple to-do list is so effective. By writing down the unfinished tasks, you are essentially telling your brain's operating system, I have backed up this data to an external hard drive. You don't need to keep it in RAM anymore. And just like that, the background apps close, the fans stop spinning, and your mind finally powers down for the night. We are flawed machines. Our hardware is outdated, and our software is full of glitches that marketers, algorithms, and our own anxieties exploit every single day. But here is the good news. Unlike a smartphone, your brain has the ability to observe its own code. Once you understand the friction matrix, you can redesign your environment. Once you spot the variable reward loop, you can put the phone down. Once you realize you aren't transparent, you can start speaking up. You don't have to be a slave to your default programming. You can rewrite the code. Thank you for watching, and stay curious.